Old Tom Rides here. This is a replacement end cap for a KTM 390 Adventure. I'm going to install it on my bike. Why, you might ask? Well, to be perfectly honest, because it'll make my bike sound way nicer without the expense of actually putting on a brand new muffler. The manufacturer's best dual sport bikes, and they say that it'll give me a couple extra horses on the lower end where it's a bit lacking. We'll see about that. When it arrived, it was just like this in this package. It's just the plastic package and the replacement screws. That's it. The instructions are on the website and are virtually the same for all end caps except for the 390. The reason for that is the KTM has the end cap pop riveted on, so they'll have to be drilled out and removed. Then you remove the old end cap, trim any excess insulation, or just stuff it back in, put the new end cap in, screw it on, enjoy the sound. Let's get started. The first order of business is going to be to take the muffler off so I can get to the pop rivets all the way around. So we're going to loosen the clamp here at the mid muffler and then remove the bolt here, and this thing will pop right out. Just like that. Okay, we're going to drill out one of these pop rivets and see how this works. Basically, you're drilling the cap off of the pop rivet and then popping it through. Pretty straightforward. Okay, now to take the end cap off. All the pop rivets have been squished in there. There's a bit of a tape, rubber tape it's pretty well stuck on there. That needs to come off, and then the end cap itself can come off. So we'll see about removing the tape first. There we go. Have to be gentle and careful. Just about there, and there she comes. Okay, one pop rivet. So this is what the inside of that looks like. And there's what the inside of the muffler looks like. I would like very much to find every one of those pop rivets, and so I will. Alright, I think the next order of business is going to be to clean off the bit of the rubber flange, because this is going to go like so. It's got to go way inside there, so some of this insulation here is going to have to go away, which they said was a strong possibility. So that's exactly what we'll do. that the mufflers probably aren't made to exacting specifications. I think that's what I'm dealing with here. Yes. One of the things that they warn you about is that, depending on the manufacturer of the muffler, it may not line up exactly perfectly, and that's the case. The holes for each of the pop rivets are inboard slightly, like 1/16 of an inch. So I'm going to have to widen the holes a little bit in order to be able to put the screws into, be able to thread the screws properly without hosing it up. And to fit nice and smooth. There's washers to go around to create, to take up some of the gap, but I'm going to have to drill a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I've reamed out the holes a little bit, so we're going to put the top back on, end cap I should say back on, and we'll see how that works. That might have gotten it in there this time. Yep, there we go. So at this point, just putting screws in and buttoning it up. Put it back on the bike and see what it sounds like. Might add, for those of you who are not mechanically fiddly inclined, this is not a good project. These mufflers are not exactly precision made, so there's a lot of fiddling with the holes, getting them things lined up. And if you're not comfortable with doing that, you need to have somebody else who is do this work. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I've done much of this kind of stuff. Do-it-yourselfer, but not really a professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I've learned at least a few things here and there. Once the holes line up, things go on pretty good. I'll show you what I do. Not exactly precision machining, let's put it that way. But because this is aluminum, therefore pretty soft edges, I can get away with this. Close your eyes, you professionals. You're not going to like it. That is not going to hurt anything, as far as I know. Besides, yeah. Alright, that should work. And that's how that works. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it looks like when it's finished. Let's put it on the bike. let's get the key. I'm dying to hear what it sounds like. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how it works. Again, if you are not mechanically inclined, if you don't like fiddling, if you don't like dealing with things that aren't just so, then you need to find somebody else who really knows what they're doing, because all of the holes around here needed to be adjusted. Either I needed to ring them a little bit more or carve on them a little bit, as you saw. But the end result is it does fit well. It sounds awesome. I'm gonna go take it for a test ride. I'll let you know what I think.